the apprentice on board. 4-1. 11-2 Frank Cool. Wildflower, Matt's quite right. This has been quite weak market-wise this morning. Wildflower was put in 7-2-ish. This morning went out to 7-1, opened 7-1, it's now 6-1, so a bit of late support for Wildflower, for Jimmy Fox. Megan Nichols on board, and they teamed up to take this race last year. We saw a winner come back and win the same race earlier on the card at Ripon. 11-2 now. And Flowing Clarets 15-2, 8-1 Langley Vale, 10-1 and Bigger Bar. Those, don't forget, this is the first leg of the Selector. Still time, if you're quick, to throw your hat into the Selector ring. With just under a minute to go at theraces.com/selector. Get your selections in. Good luck. £21,000 up for grabs. Quite a tricky one to get you underway, to be fair. Just confirm those SPs for Ballinrobe's race, where Final Treat was the winner. 11-1 Final Treat. Shamara second at 6-1. Teologia was third at 8-1. Good bit of race riding that took that Ballinrobe opener, and I'm sure we'll see some good race riding in our first here, this Apprentices handicap. One other to mention in this Windsor race from a market point of view would be Duke of Wallingford, who was a 25-1 shot this morning, was back down to single figures at one point and is now 10-1. Duke of Wallingford, Scott McCullough riding that one for Eve Johnson-Horton, who we heard from with Matt just a little while ago. So runners down at start, starting to load up, Matt. Wide open market, but Violet's Lads, if that young lady's right, 4-1 to go and win it.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say, Sean, that you'd probably be in the same book as me, that you certainly wouldn't be putting your life on finding the winner in this particular contest. A couple of non-runners as well, the 3 and the 14 come out. Wildflower, as you say, very weak on the day, but just renewed support late on at 11-2, having opened up at 7. But as you were saying, this horse was like 100-30 in a place this morning and weak. Now 11-2 from 7's on track, but I think it's still fair to say that Wildflower is probably a bigger price than you would have imagined. Violet's Lad's got every chance to be knocking at the door for Brett Johnson. It's just whether the door will open. Frank Cool, again, mainly consistent until last time out, but back up in trip, certainly got a chance. Langley Vale will be another with a each-way chance. Didn't do that well at Lingfield 9 days ago, but capable of a little bit better than that. And Flowing Clarets is consistent, but you think the handicapper has absolutely got this horse back up in trip today. Flowing Clarets. I really have absolutely no idea who would win this particular guy. If I was pushed for a selection, just because it's got a good draw, I'd probably go with Frank Cool, Toby Ely or Ellie. He's in stall 5, so that might be good. And Tony Carroll's been in good form of late. Now, it's unbelievable what some people will do for work, really. If you thought that Tony Ennis was a prostitute of the game, well, what about John Hunt? Racing news this morning, Windsor tonight. I presume he did something during the afternoon as well. An extraordinary day's work for John. Let's hope he's fresh and with it still.
Proof of the pudding and all that, Matt. Evening to you. Flowing Clarets will be the last one in. Set to go now over the 6 furlong trip. They're off and racing. Chiz de Biz and Concur were the ones slowest away. Wilsey also drops out the back of the field in the very early stages too, as they head through the early stages, with Flowing Clarets being away pretty well. Rokus is up with the pace as well. Arnoul of Metz just in behind them. Wildflower sits towards the wide outside. On the rail, right up with the pace, is Frank Cool, with Mystery only just in behind those. Langley Vale is another one slightly further back. Together with Langley Vale is Duke of Wallingford. Harlequin Rose in touch with these leaders. Violet's Lads is in behind the red cap of Duke of Wallingford, and Violet's Lads must be fully 7 or 8 lengths off the pace at the moment. Chiz de Biz and Wilsey still right at the back, and Concur is last. 2 furlongs left to run now. We've got Mystery over on the far side and Flowing Clarets right up with the pace. Frank Cool is coming pretty strongly in between them, those runners. Wildflower trying to pick up 2, followed then by Arnoul of Metz, who's still trying to stay on. Frank Cool comes and puts his nose in front. Mystery, though, comes back at him late on the scene. Violet's Lad, not good enough, and the winner was Mystery. Mystery, Violet's Lads, and in behind those, Frank Cool, never far away.
Dara Keenan riding for Mark Usher on Mystery here, comes from stall 8 to pick up pieces close home at 14-1. It did look a very hard race on paper, and it really will have proved a pretty hard race, I think, for most punters. Mystery with a career record of 1 win from 19 before this race, 1 from 19. And Dara Keenan, well done to him. He has ridden his 8th winner of 2018, which means he's matched his 2017 score, which means that as an apprentice he's doing what every apprentice should do, which means he's going to have a better score this season than he's had in his previous 2. So he is going on the up. Mystery, hard to find on paper after a 5th of 7 at Leicester, 25 to go. Frank Cool, my selection, I thought I was coming to win the race actually a furlong out, but once he got there he didn't do an awful lot, Mystery. And I can tell you, due to a technical fault, no official time was taken for this race. It didn't look as though they went a great pace, funny enough, for an apprentice race, but we'll never know. 14-1 Mystery. Violet's lads, well, you feel a bit sorry for the Savvy group. The kids will be a little bit disappointed, but also proud.